Hey, how's it going, everybody? Spencer here with Argy Culture. A while back, I did an Egyptian god deck profile, and it was my most popular video. Just really fun, as you guys know. Like, I'm super casual. I don't play any type of competitive decks or anything like that. So hopefully, this channel, I'm gonna do a few of them tonight, post them for a few days, and hopefully, I can represent maybe something a little more casual for you guys. And because I know you YouTubers are all like about super competitive, sometimes we'll do it every once in a while, but a lot of it's about the competitive scene, and maybe I can represent something a little better for you guys if you aren't about that so much. So um, I'm doing a little bit of a unique profile with me today. I'm doing Raidraptors, and so this is you have to take this with a grain of salt. So the whole profile is based off of this card right here, Raidraptor Strix. That's obviously a proxy because it's not out in the TCG yet, surprisingly. So this deck is in like waiting for this card to come out because otherwise this strategy isn't very good. This is a profile I use online mostly, or with friends within casual scene, or sometimes I'll meet with people at like your locals and be like, hey man, I have a proxy. I'm just waiting for this card to come out. Do you mind if we play it? And usually they're fine with it. No one in Yu-Gi-Oh is really all that toxic. Uh, so yeah, this is a profile just for that. So until then, I guess you can use this profile as well, like until it comes out and replace that Strix or something else. But it's not really playable until that card comes out, unfortunately. So it's like this is probably my second favorite deck. Excuse me. And yeah, we'll kind of run through it. All right. First up is just really solid card. Uh, Raidraptor Vanishing Lanius lets you summon another Raidraptor from your hand, which is really good. So the number one problem with this deck, because this deck is actually like really good. The worst part about it though is if they stop your opening move, like if they stop your Vanishing Lanius, usually it's hard to recover. Every once in a while, depending on the hand, you'll be able to kind of fight through it. But usually, if you can stop their opening move, it's a pretty dead hand, and they have to wait till the next one. If you can get through the first move, like if you can get like let's say Vanishing Lanius off, then usually pretty good. And you can actually replenish your hand to 5 cards, which is really great. If so, when Y Strix come out, like this will be a top tier like casual strategy. It'll never like top out of tournament or anything like that. But once Y Strix comes out, this is definitely like probably the top tier casual kind of scene. So yeah, um, just it's a must. 3 of there's not really much to talk about there. Another 3 of you have Raidraptor Tribute Lanius. Everybody saying that right? Yes, Tribute Lanius. So that would be like a really easy target to do for your Vanishing Lanius, and we'll kind of go into this card next. So we're just gonna talk. I might as well just go into the 3 of it. So it lets you send a Raidraptor to the graveyard, and this is the only target you'll send to the graveyard usually. If you, I mean, it's a must. It's your Mimicry. So what happens then? You summon Vanishing Lanius, and you summon him, send Mimicry to the graveyard, banish Mimicry, and grab any Raidraptor that you want. So this card does a really good job of searching and just getting cards to your hand, and you'll see when we go to the Xyz monsters how they kind of play into that as well. So those are the first 9 cards. This stuff's pretty standard, I would say. I'm not really doing anything deviating from the typical strategy I see from other people online. Fuzzy Lanius again, just one of the most important cards in the deck because it's just an easy special summon as long as you have a Raidraptor on the field. It's just a special summon, and then once you special summon, once he goes to the graveyard, you grab another one, and it kind of plays upon itself and it just replenishes itself. So you just constantly have it in your hand, and another way to just keep getting your Raidraptors on the field so you can get your Xyz monsters and Y Strix more importantly. And so yeah, that's another just standard. So now next we have Raidraptor Strix. It's a way to just kind of go past everything that the strategy kind of goes for. Lets you summon any Xyz monster. Its effects are negated, but as long as you have a rank up magic in your hand, let's say you had Y Strix and you already have your rank up change. It's just an easier way to get the big final boss monsters that are almost unstoppable, like barring I don't even know. I guess a Kaiju, but most people don't run Kaijus anymore. So yeah, it's just a good card. It's a good 3 of, especially when the Link monster comes out. Raidraptor, I really run 2 of Pain Lanius. Just lets you target a Raidraptor and you pay life points. I don't even know why they added it in there. It literally is insignificant. It's usually like 200 life points you're paying. Lets you copy the amount of the rank or the level, excuse me, and um, again, it'll just kind of disguise itself as anything you want, just whatever you need at the time, or maybe it doesn't even matter. Maybe just trying to summon the Link monster, but this is a really good utility card, and you're always happy when you see it in your hand. You just don't want too much of it, of course. And for Raidraptors, last monster, we have Booster Strix. It's the hand trap of the card. It lets you discard it and destroy the monster that it's battling. So just a decent card to have. It helps mix up the strategy, I'll say. Keep people guessing what's in your hand and maybe make them second guess, or maybe they just aren't expecting it. And so I'll just kind of go over these 2. I do run a Kaiju, even though I said no one runs them anymore. LOL. And then the hand trap can be whatever you want. I just use Ash Blossom. It just, again, when we're talking about like Raidraptors, we're talking casual strategies, and Ash Blossom is just a great casual strategy. No, I don't think too many people in the competitive scene use Ash Blossom anymore, but again, when you're playing casual strategies, Ash Blossom is usually like super important, and it just kind of destroys people's hands. And then the Kaiju is, I still think, is a really good card, and I'm sure every deck once in a while at least sides in Kaijus and stuff like that, so I run on my main deck. It usually just helps me get over things that are a big problem. So yeah, it's good. Again, those kind of cards are just unexpected cards that people aren't really looking at. I run 2 Raidraptor calls. I think it's overplayed a little too much because, again, these Raidraptor monsters, like, they can replenish themselves and just keep summoning, so it's really not too much of an issue for me. Like, but again, so this would be one of those, like, if they stop your opening move, if they stopped your Vanishing Lanius and you're like, oh, I don't have anything to do, you can do your Raidraptor calls and keep going, so it's good in that sense. Again, you just don't want to see it too much, so 2 is actually a really good number. This, I won't even go over this, barely everyone knows. This is just your rank up magic. It's the most important card in your deck. It's to help the XZ strategy. I'm not gonna go over that too much. It's the offies 3 of. You can run. I run 3 Allures. Again, you can replenish your hand, but sometimes it's good just to refresh it. You can banish a card and just keep going because you're running 3 of it, most of the main deck monsters and everything like that. So Allure is just good for getting that +1 and just kind of keep going, or, you know, I won't go too far into Allure. You guys know what it does. Alright. Just 1 Cattle Call. It's essentially like your 1 Raidraptor monster lets you summon any Xyz monsters, lets you do it without it. It's a good card if you have a rank up magic in your hand. Usually you'll be getting it with the Link monster, but it's just a good one of it. It helps you, the utility, especially if you have like a really messy monster and you can't really do anything about it. It's the way to go to your boss monster quickly and kind of go over anything. And 2 more rank up cards. Just 1 rank up Shade Force. Half your life points is pretty steep, but again, it's usually not a problem. But you don't want to see it more than once a game, at most, obviously. That's a way to get your infinity out. That's the whole point of that. So just 1 of those. Do run 1. Lets you rank up 1 instead of 2. Just a utility card. The best part about Raidraptors is how unique the strategies are, and it kind of lets you go around however you need it. That's definitely the best part. So having 1 of those, you can grab it with your Link monster. So, and especially when you're not usually, I mean, every once in a while you grab it in your hand, but usually it's something that if you say, oh, I want that, you can just go grab it, and yeah, you just want 1 of those. So it's good. And you got a 1-for-1. You can grab those, the ones I was talking about, like the one where you target and just pay the few life points. Or if you have a rank up magic in your hand, it's really good target for that as well. And then you can send like, excuse me. If you have 1-for-1 in your hand, you can send your Mimicry Lanius and go to the graveyard, and then you start playing upon each other, and then it starts. Then he can banish himself, grab something, and just keep playing and playing upon each other. It's really easy. Just yeah, Monster Reborn, just a really good card if you want to take out, if you want to bring back one of your Xyz monsters. Usually you can do it yourself, but again, Monster Reborn, I guess you can grab the other graveyard's monsters as well, just to kind of mess up the strategy, just to keep it fresh and keep them guessing. That's probably the best part about this deck as well. I do run a couple of Twin Twisters. Twin Twisters are just really good. I think it's pretty standard. Most people run Twin Twisters now, probably in this strategy, so I run it in mine. Again, casual strategies can be just game ending, really. Again, I'm spells and traps are maybe not traps so much, but spells are just a really big part of the strategy, especially if you want to talk about Sky Striker. So if you want to have any chances against them, you're gonna have a lot of like Twin Twisters and Raptors Gusts and stuff like that. So there's no life cost into this, and you're always gonna have Raidraptors on the field pretty much. And again, just last couple cards here before we go into the extra deck. Your Icarus Cry, just tribute one, especially if it can be an Xyz monster or something like that, because it can revive itself using the rank up card. Just destroying any two cards, not even face down or face up or anything like that. Just really good way to go about it. We'll go into our extra deck. Again, yeah, these are fake cards. Obviously, it's only out. I don't know why it's taken so long. I really just am like really waiting for this to come out, so I can like really play this and like play it at locals and just kind of have fun and see where it goes. Lets you grab rank up cards. I mean, that's the only way that made this deck is really playable. So it's a must. I only run 2 of them. Games don't usually last that long with Raidraptors. Either you win or you lose. So you can run 3. I run kind of a silly card. I guess that would be replacement, which is Dark Rebellion Xyz Dragon. It's pretty silly, yeah. But I've won games with it, and it's just a fun card. Again, I play casually, so I play cards like that. Don't judge me. This is an important Xyz card for replenishing your hand for Strix. Detach a card lets you grab one, and then once you use that effect, Wise Strix lets you grab a rank up card and then rank up into your Revolution Falcons. Just really good. It's but until obviously Wise Strix come out, it's just a pretty shit card. I run a couple Ultimate Falcons. Like some of these cards you can kind of go through and change up. Like the extra deck's pretty easy. It almost comes down to preference at some point, seeing how would you feel, what you want. But cards like this where they are completely unaffected by card effects, and then it can completely just destroy someone's strategy. It's pretty crazy once you get these guys out. 3,500 attack points as well is just really good. So yeah, just the one Infinity. I won't really go too much into it. We're talking about Shape Force, so that's where it comes from. Obviously Infinity is just an incredible card. Lets you grab their monster and negate something per turn. It's unbelievable, actually. So, and the fact that you can use it in this deck is really, really good too as well. Just the one final. You can't do anything about it and just beats over everything. 3,800 points. Usually, like other extra deck monsters will like target cards and make them have less life points or attack points, but this card's like you just can't do anything about it unless you can Kaiju it or beat over it, like straight up 4,000 attack points. So it's a great card to go into. If I was gonna go to multiple, it would definitely be this one. Satellite Falcon destroys all spells and traps. Again, like really good for this kind of strategy, or this format, I should say. And they can't do anything about it. You can't respond to it, so it's awesome. It's one of my favorite cards in the deck. This is the best card in the deck, and the easiest to summon, of course. Your Revolution Falcon attacks. You can attack all special summon monsters, and their attack becomes 0 every single time. I mean, that's like an unbelievable card. It's the heart of the deck. It's the card that you always want to summon out all the time. Just an unbelievable card, and one of the reasons I bought the deck. Deserves a secret rare, at least a rare, man. That's like pretty disrespectful, honestly. A lot of these cards actually deserve a lot more rarities, and they just don't. So if you guys have seen, I usually try to have the highest rarity of all the cards for these kinds of decks, and I think I've done that with this one. There just isn't a lot. Most of them are commons. Yeah. This is just a decent card again. Like these are the kind of cards that are just like based off the strategy, like what you have going on. This lets you have like plus 100 of the highest attack monster on the field, and you can attack all monsters. So it has come up. Like there are games where you use it, and it's just a one of. You're not going to use it more than once. You're not going to want to summon it twice in a game usually. So just a really good card in niche situations. Your Blaze Falcon. This lets you attack directly again. You just never know. These are all niche cards. You're usually going to go into your Evolution Falcon, but every once in a while there are strategies where you use it, and you'll sometimes you'll feel like you're stuck, and you're like, oh man, I'm screwed, and you just kind of go through extra deck, and like, oh wait, I can just use this. It's crazy. So it's definitely one of those cards as well. This is this card's more of just like, it can be okay. It can be game ending. You know, you can inflict damage to them based off their attack points. Just half decent cards again. Like, you just never know. Like, there are niche situations for everything in this deck. I kind of feel like it's just like a Swiss Army knife of Yu-Gi-Oh decks, and especially on the casual scene. So yeah, that's my my little profile. I'm gonna try to do something a little unique. I feel like kind of deck profiles are a little lacking on YouTube. They're obviously popular because I look at them too. I'm really interested to see how people run their strategies. So after this, I'm going to have a few videos, and I might talk over them as well. And then also in the description, you'll see I'll have a deck list, and a lot of people don't do that either, and I wish they would. Or if they do, they could pick like a screenshot of it, and you can't really see the cards. So I will do this personally. I will let you guys know what I have in my deck. It'll be like times whatever, and then the card, and also some gameplay so you guys can check out kind of what's going on. So yeah, thank you for now, and I'll probably go right into the clips. Alright, yeah, I decided, yeah, I definitely want to talk over these. I won't be able to go over like every replay, but here it is. Actually, yeah. Okay, so here's like a Fire King Island deck. Again, like, I want to show you guys some more of the casual strategies, because that's what we'll be going over here, obviously. Just a really, like, this is just an example of like a really good opening hand. It's not always going to be this great. So there you go, you're Vanishing, sends Mimicry, banish him, you can grab whatever you want. Boom, perfect. Everything's going on. It's really quick, yeah. Again, you see everything, like you're constantly getting things back in your hand. Like, it's, again, use hit, you grab it, then you get your rank up, and then you rank up, and then you get your Cattle Gall. Again, that's why I have the one, and then you can do that. Again, you can go into your 5s, and then again, that's the one rank up. That's the reason you want to have all those other ones, so you can just keep summoning whatever you want. Just essentially just like complete domination as well. So there's just not much they can do about it sometimes, you know. Like, now his hand's completely like done, you know. He does pretty well to recover here. So again, like, look, he like completely decimated my board, and it kind of looks like it's over, but you can see the recovery, and getting a rank up like magic thing is like crazy. If you draw into it, you cannot be stopped, really. And again, replenishing, sending, getting whatever you want. So now I have 2 Xyz monsters and Shade Forest. Boom, another Revolution. I could have gone to infinity. It's whatever. And you guys saw that when you completely decimate the board, it's just a really easy recovery. So yeah, that was my little example again. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. It's really funny for you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully you enjoy the replay. My other deck profiles will have a lot more replays. Raidraptors was like one of my first decks like ever. So, so yeah, I'm just gonna keep going through them. I'm gonna be doing Galaxy Eyes and all these other silly type of decks. So hopefully you guys enjoy. Thank you.